Okie dokie. So we are gonna start our very first app in our Django project. But maybe before we do, and it's something that I like to do when just after I start a new project, let's initialize our Git. So, ooh, I don't have Git. There you go. So we need to install Git. Continue on battery pan, results. No, that's fine. I'm actually testing my battery because it's supposed to be super long lasting. So I charge it to 100%. Actually, it never went down even 1%. And I'm talking for a good 15 minutes. And I did some bits and pieces in between. So that's pretty amazing. So yeah, this is what's happening right now in the background. But we're installing Git. So what is Git? I'm not going to go into a detail here. Why do I want to have Git initialized at the beginning? Because it's basically like saving games. If you play games, you want your game to be saved very often. And you don't want to have just like one master save. Like, if I just Control S in here, or PyCharm keeps track of every change. So if you make a change, that's the save. That's the only save you have. And Git is something that's going to keep track of your progress, and you can commit those changes that you make. And in case you're like, actually, I want to go back, I don't like what I did, and I know that I saved it at such and such moment, and I can go back to that moment, no problem. I just go back to that snapshot of all the code. All the code is like reversed to that place, and no harm was done. So this is why I think using Git from just very beginning is a very good idea. So with the magic of editing, I skipped a couple of minutes of installation, so you don't have to sit there and watch me waiting for Git to be installed. So anyway, I did initialize it, and I did made a mistake there, so I had to stop and go back. So I did initialize it before. Now what it says is we re-initialized existing Git repository, which is fine. Doesn't matter if I can do it 10 times, and it's not going to affect anything. So if I do it the first time, obviously you have to do it the first time, but if you do it like second time, nothing bad happens. It just says that we re-initialize Git repository in this folder. So anyway, so what I didn't do, and I should have done, is start with creating a git ignore file. So we start with dot, period, git ignore as one sentence, as one word. And we will add it to our, yes, we will add it to our Git. And as you can see, it's highlighted in green. And the rest is in red because we are not tracking those files yet. I didn't do anything except init, but PyCharm is asking every time you create a new file, it's asking, do you want to add that as to your Git? Do you want to track this file? And if you say yeah, add, it automatically adds it to your Git. But anyway, what I want to do here, and listen, I'm not going to go into specifics. I'm just going to do venv and slash that idea. So there are two folders that I don't want to track. So in git ignore, you just add those two folders so it doesn't get tracked. So now I can do something like this. Git add dot means everything that is not ignored. Git, just to check if whatever I'm putting in there is something that I want to put in there. So it seems, well, yeah, this is not something I want to put in there. So let's just db dot SQLite3. We don't want that there. PyCache. There's something like PyCache. Okay. Is that a folder? It's a file in here, and here it's a folder. Okay, so I'm gonna just do something like this. Maybe just split between folders. PyCache. Will that work? So I'm gonna git reset and do git add all and git status. PyCache is still there. Well, maybe because we need this as well. Copy. So Command D gives you a very quick way of copying and pasting a line. Okay, so let's save. Git reset, git add all, git status. And it's good to check. You see, I would make a couple of mistakes there. So, but I can see now we're tracking only the stuff that I am interested in. Happy out. So we're gonna git commit, so that means save. First you add, so you kind of say, hey, I made some changes, add all those changes to get them ready for committing, get them ready for saving. And now we are saving actually. So git commit message, and that message will be initial commit after creating a Django project. So here is a comment, our comment, and here is our confirmation. It will also give you some information about settings. We're not going to get into it yet because there's going to be another video where I go through Git from A to Z, just the stuff that you need to know. So we are happy, we are tracking our progress. So if I refresh the view, you should see that all the files are white now because they are up to date. So we saved all the changes. The yellow ones are, so greenish, yellowish, are not tracked. So these are the ones that I listed in gitignore, but the rest are not changed. If I do something here, like, I don't know, I'm gonna import OS, you'll see here that it's blue now because it is tracked. It was saved at some point, but now I made a change there, and you can see that change here. Green means we are adding some stuff. But anyway, I'm talking too much about Git now. So I suppose that's done. Let's start a first app for our project. And I think it's a good idea to have like a controlling app, like a kind of parent app, maybe not parent, but kind of just like this kind of useless but really useful at the end of the day app that kind of just controls, puts together all the apps, all the other apps. So basically how Django works is you have Django, and this folder here is supposed to be really just for those files here. So you have your settings, you have your main URLs, and you shouldn't have any views here. Well, you could have, you can create a view file here, and you don't need an additional file that's gonna put together the rest of the apps. But I like to have this website app. So we're gonna start with this, and it's gonna be very easy to, it's a good start. So let's go to Python, manage py start app. So that's the command for starting a new app in our Django project, and I'm going to call it website. Enter. And if you refresh the view, you will see there is a website folder in here, and all the red files mean that they are not being tracked. So none of these files are tracked yet. We will add them in a second. The first thing you want to do after creating a new app is going to your settings. So in the main folder, go to settings, go to installed apps. At the bottom, you add the name of the new app. Leave the comma so the next one will be easier to make. And that's it. So Django is aware that it has a new app called website, and it's going to look for it here. Just like it looks for those apps going to its own Django, contrib, and static files. Anyway, so this is it. We have our new app up and running. It doesn't do anything yet. It has its views, it has its models here. So we're going to do something with it. I'm not sure if we're going to use models for this app because, as I said, it's going to be a very simple app that's going to just like put together all the other apps. But for now, we will use some views, and we're going to have URLs here as well. So then we can import them here. So let's do the last thing for this video and save our progress. So I'm going to just do git add all, enter. And as you can see, our website is being tracked now. They're all new. It says, okay, it's green. So we never saved that before. It's never been committed. So we're going to commit git commit message, and we're going to say created website app. Okay, and so this is it. We should see that everything is being tracked. We can check git status, and there is, okay, nothing to commit, working tree clean, which means that we have no changes, no untracked changes. Okay, so it was a little bit of, setting up, and maybe it wasn't that sexy, but stuff has to be done. Next video, we're jumping right into building something that visually will give you a bit of satisfaction that you built something. We're going to put in a Bootstrap template here. So we're going to see an actual website up and running, and you're going to just add to it. Okay, so thank you for watching and see you in the next video.